an absolutely gorgeous live shot through the eyes of Edmonton. Get to your TVs if you're not enjoying this. Wow. 7:13, Chef Braden Kozak in the house from Three Boars Eatery. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks
so
for
happy to have you, and congratulations on the recent honor in Avenue Magazine, Edmonton's best new restaurant. We wanted to see how you would approach breakfast.
That's what we're kind of here to show you today.
Okay,
our interpretation of breakfast.
We're already well into this because the one thing that we've learned about you in about the half hour, 45 minutes that you've been here is that you're kind of more into the slow food movement, it would seem, as opposed to a fast food approach to breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, like everything we do, we have to prepare to cook instantly on the line, but the amount of preparation going into the cooking of the food, it takes some serious time.
Okay, so into this already heated pot, you've thrown in a little bit of butter and what, Braden?
Steel cut oats.
Okay.
We met a gentleman named John at Gold Forest Grains, Strathcona Farmers Market. And this guy's got the best grains I've ever had in my life. His steel cut oats are incredible. So we fell in love with these things and started putting them on our menu since then.
It's kind of like a hot cereal idea. Is that, for those that aren't familiar, like myself, with steel cut oats?
Exactly. It's oatmeal, but I mean the grain has just been cracked in half rather than rolled. It's more of like a I don't know, like a rice or a risotto kind of situation.
Kind of like a breakfast risotto. And so you've had this pan going for quite some time here. This is a different manifestation of the same grain?
Yeah, basically. So what we've taken to do is toast the grain in butter. I don't know if you can smell that. That's my favorite part of the whole thing.
It's almost like kind of like a bit of a popcorn kind of a smell to it, isn't it?
Yeah. So we just toast it, get it going, add some water, and then you just want to hit it with a rolling boil. Once it gets going, you want to take it off the heat and just let that grain soak up the water and the butter.
Now, this is a labor of love because right here you're getting us closer to the finished product. That's been on for what, almost 45 minutes now, I guess?
Yeah, basically. I mean, the whole idea of these grains is that it's a larger portion, so you have a lot of bite to it. You get a lot of creaminess, but at the same time, there's something to the tooth.
It smells incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what farm hands would be eating before they're going out for like a 14-hour shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
has that kind of
sticks around
to it. Yeah,
it sticks around.
Now, another wonderful smell that we're experiencing here is this braised bacon that you've had going on, and what I can imagine that this is something as well. When we talk about time that you're taking with things, you can't braise bacon in a half hour.
It takes about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
So we just kind of take it, braise it in coffee. For the breakfast. So we got Black Forest bacon right here. This is a Pembina Valley pork product. Just a lot of molasses, really heavy smoke in the pot.
Let me give our camera a shot of this because you're putting it in with, what is that? Just basically sliced onions?
It's just sliced onions, yeah. Onions, some garlic, and a whole bunch of coffee.
So like brewed coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it have to be French pressed, or do you just run it through a regular coffee machine? Or
it really doesn't matter. I mean, we're not using a lot of the coffee. Obviously, the better quality, in the beginning, you're going to have a better quality in the end, right?
Now, would you want to cover that up when you're going to braise it with just foil?
Poke some holes. Yeah, some foil. You want to let it breathe. But yeah, cover it up into the oven, 300 degrees for 4 to 5 hours, or until it's fork tender. You don't want it falling apart. You just want it to be, nice.
Fork tender, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, can we take a look at I guess, the finished product, or at least the product along its way here?
Sure.
And again, you mentioned this is Pembina Valley pork?
Pembina Valley pork,
You guys really have like a strong, I know, conviction for eating local and sourcing out those local ingredients, but I know it's probably presenting a challenge to you because your menu, I mean, you're not like these big restaurants that'll print a menu and leave it until the next season or the next quarter.
We go through a lot of paper. Like we reprint the menu every 2 days. I mean, not the whole menu doesn't change. Small bits and portions of the menu change as different garnishes come and go, So,
I mean, talking about always fresh and sort of the smaller approach to eating. Now, you've got this bacon coming out of the oven. It's been braising on a relatively low temperature, you said, for several hours. What is this going to do?
Well,
putting it back on heat. You're just bringing it back up to the temperature you want it at.
I mean, it's still pretty hot right now, but I want to build the sauce right now.
Okay, we're going to be checking back in with you in, well, I guess about 20 minutes from right now. We'll get the breakfast plated, and we're going to talk about your breakfast cocktail. 5 a.m. somewhere they're calling it, folks. But as we go to break, can you tell us what we're seeing right here? Because this, again, is something else that's going to take a little time.
Yeah, so this is an immersion circulator. We didn't want to poach our eggs in water. We found it to be a little aggressive of a cooking process. So we got this guy, cooks the egg within 1/10 of a degree because the proteins cook very specifically. So 63 degrees at 45 minutes, and you have basically a perfectly poached egg, soft poached egg in the shell.
Within
every
a
single
10th
time.
of a degree?
Yeah.
The absolute perfect breakfast from the team at Three Boars. We'll get it plated. We'll learn a little bit more about this. What's it called? A circulator?
This is an immersion circulator.
An immersion circulator. It sounds like something like Marty McFly would power his time machine with. And we'll get to 5 a.m. somewhere, the breakfast cocktail from Three Boars Eatery. All of that in 20 minutes when we wrap up this amazing breakfast experience. It's 7:19. We'll be back in 2 minutes.